So at this stage, you understand the platform, you've got a killer profile, it oozes personality, you've got your gig, it's ranking for all the right things, but is it? That's the question. So you're going to have to continuously try these things. It's A/B testing. It's using data to your advantage, and there's a way to do it and tried and tested methods. So let's get it. So okay, analytics. Fiverr gives you different analytics, relatively limited but enough to make an impact. Impressions, clicks, orders. That's all we need. Okay. What's an impression? Let me show you. Okay. So if I am browsing as a buyer, let me open this up. So if I'm browsing as a buyer and I go past a gig, that's an impression. Every single thing on this desktop that I've gone past, all of them, all 10, impression. Okay. If I search in a category, digital marketing, and I go subcategory, impression, 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 all of these are now receiving impressions by me. I'm changing their gig analytics. Right, so that's an impression. So what an impression is the chance for a click. And everything done on a gig is trying to get me to click, whether it's this guy showing off about the fact he's been on Time and Forbes and CNBC, whether it's this guy telling me about, all the different services that he offers, whether it's this gal with her, her engaging gig video, whatever it is, they're all trying to get you to click. And there's a few things that drive clicks, okay? And then after we've clicked, so let's say we go with this guy who says he's going to make my product go viral. It then becomes a sales game. How many people who went on to every Yvel's, this guy's profile, how many of them actually turned into buyers? Okay, it's impressions, clicks, buys. That's what matters. But what drives it? Let's discuss. So, if we take a look at my gig and we go on gig analytics. Okay, let's look for the last, let's say the last 3 months. Just give us a good span of time to work with. And look, look at this. It goes up, it goes down. That's fine. That's not a problem. That's completely normal. There'll be days where you get, I mean, when you begin, there'll be days when you get no impressions. But there's periods when, like a lot of last year, I didn't do a lot of sales. I just, I wasn't focused on my gig, and few impressions came through. Recently, I've been putting money into ads, and because as a selective seller, I can do Fiverr ads. Um, but I've been putting a lot more effort into it, so you see the result in the impressions, the clicks, and the buys. So the impressions are all a result of your search work, your search engine optimization. So this comes from ranking for those keywords. Like we talked about in the description of your gig and the title of your gig, what words you ranking for. You'll be paid dividends in the impressions. This is, whether Fiverr decides to rank you for a category called explainer videos, whether you're showing up under the explainer video term, that's where you'll be paid dividends in impressions, like I just said. So with the impressions, the thing I'd say about impressions, oh, they don't really matter. Okay, it's good to know because you know whether your gig is ranking or not, and you may need to change your keywords. If you are ranking, if you search for your keyword, right? Let's say it's sales video, and you're number one for sales video, and you're getting no impressions, that means nobody's searching for sales video, period. And that wouldn't be the case with sales video, but it's to do with the search volume just as much as the search competition. So very simply put, the whole point of impressions is it gives customers, potential customers, the ability to click on your gig. And then we go from there. Let's not worry about that. Impressions gives customers the ability to click on your gig. And the way that you get impressions is by ranking in the search engines, like we've discussed, with your keywords, with more reviews, with an excellent customer experience, with great testimonials, all these things, with quick responses. Fiverr sees these. Look, I don't want to break it down, say quick responses, quick delivery, um, low cancellations. Provide a good service, and the rest will speak for itself. So Make sure that you've got good SEO, good on-page SEO. You're ranking for the right terms. And it takes time. Look, sometimes it can take months for your first buyer. That's pretty regular. Sometimes it takes months to start getting impressions. That's not look. I made my first $2,000 in month. I think it was month 2 or month 3. That's not the same with everyone. It takes time. So that's impressions. They'll fluctuate. Look, I mean, 400 impressions today. Yesterday, 5,000. That's the name of the game. Let's talk clicks. So, how many people who see your gig click it? So say you take yesterday, 67 people out of 5,600. That's about 1% click-through rate. I'll explain why that is in a minute. If you go to my lower days, let's say February 8th, 13 clicks. How many impressions? 1,300. So that's about a 1% click-through rate. So let's talk about what drives clicks. So when you're looking at someone's gig, there's a few determinants. Number one is your starting price. This is the price that's listed when people are looking at your gig before they've clicked on it. If your starting price is $5 versus $500, most of the time you'll get more clicks. People may not click if it's too low because they're thinking, look, I want quality. Because obviously, when you've got people searching, they may be searching based on the prices anyway. So if you do go explain a video, they're obviously filtering, right? They don't just filter by pro sellers, local and online sellers. Um, they filter based on delivery time. They filter based on budget. They filter based on so within your even going back to impressions briefly, if you're doing like I said earlier with your quick delivery time, starting with a low price, you're gonna show up for more of these. I mean, look, if you, I mean, great example. If you filter explain a video based on delivery time, there I am. And if on your budget you've got a low starting budget, like me for example, that guy who's starting his bidding at £34 compared to my 111, that's gonna make him get more clicks than me. I'm fine with that because I'm fine selling a lower quantity at higher prices, and we'll discuss that in the profitability section. But from a pure click perspective, you want a nice video, you want a nice photo, you want a cool icon for your profile, and you want low prices really most of the time. You obviously want to get your reviews, but that's kind of something that comes with time. What I would say is you want to test these things. You know, if you've got a gig video that no one's clicking on, there's a reason. If your impressions are low, it's a search engine thing. You're not ranking for the right terms. If your clicks are low, it means that the people who see your gig, they're not clicking on it. Why not? Maybe your thumbnail isn't clickable. Look at my thumbnail. That's a cool, unique, clickable thumbnail. Um, and for such a high price package, I'm pretty happy with my 1 to 2% click-through rate. But I'm always A/B testing. I'm trying new photos. I'm trying to make them click. That's all I want to do. Make them click. I don't want to do it. I don't want to lie when doing it, right? So I don't want to put a photo saying videos are free. Because then when they get onto my gig and realize videos aren't free, you're suddenly going to have a low conversion rate because there's a massive disconnect. So we're just trying to get people to click, and that once again it comes into if they like your portfolio videos, if they like your reviews. So that's all it is. Now, when it comes to actually getting on the page and ordering, so impressions, we've sorted those out, yeah. Then we've got our clicks, we've sorted those out. Then conversions. There can be a few reasons why conversions or how to improve conversions. Let's be positive. So the number one thing is going to be your reviews. If you've got a load of one-star reviews, which customers will always look at, they'll always rank to, um, they'll always look for if you've got any negative reviews. I have nothing but 5 stars on this gig, so good luck finding a bad one. But they will always search for that, okay? And they'll probably go most recent and filter through. Something that I do that's quite cool is look, I'll be putting responses. They can see how I interact with my buyers. no, very few people do this. So when you're coming on as a buyer, once again, think of it as a buyer's mentality. When you're coming on as a buyer and you're seeing someone say to me, fantastic service, super responsive, answered all my questions, pleasure to work with, I recommend Sam to a few co-workers. And then I come back and say, I'm so glad the project went seamlessly. You were a joy to collab with. My notorious quick replies. I'm selling myself in my reply to reviews. My notorious quick replies were often rivals by yours, which is fun, showing that, look, I build a relationship with my buyers and I compliment them. Anyway, looking forward to team up again with yourself and your co-workers in the future. Speak real soon. I mean, if you see that as a buyer, what a positive experience that you can see that my customers are having. Combined with the portfolio video, it's going to be hard not to send me a message. Once again, it goes back to the principles we've kind of covered in the gig description. Have your FAQs, have it filled out. If I'm coming on your page, I want to see stuff. I want to see information. I want you to sell me. I'm looking for a video. I want to buy a video. I'm just trying to make sure that you're not doing anything to screw it up for yourself. As a buyer, I want this to be the last page that I look at and I want to put in my purchase. Just make sure that I don't have to see any bad reviews. Make sure that the frequently asked questions are covering all the points I want them to. Back to the profile, personality, legible descriptions. I mean, we've been through all this, but just to really clarify, this is how you turn those clicks into messages. And you've probably seen throughout this video, I'm getting messages the whole time. I mean, um, the other key thing is you want to have a logical gig packages. So let's say your starting price is $99 for a 5-second explainer, and then you put a 10-second explainer at, $10,000. It doesn't make sense. Make it logical. 30, 60, 90 seconds, right? Don't do 1, 2, 3 seconds because you want a low gig price. People will bounce. People won't take that. So basic, what's the bare minimum they could deal with? And then obviously your standard and your premium. And look, when you're starting, I'd include everything. I wouldn't really go big on the gig extras. I'd say voiceover scripting, I'll give it all to you. Like as a beginner, you're looking to hone your animation skills, get time on the clock, and essentially you're looking to make sales and get reviews in the door and build up some confidence, frankly. Um, that's a pretty solid structure, right? Come back to this video anytime that one of your things is low. Impressions can take a while, right? That's one of those things that it's like a new website. Even if you do everything perfect, it can take a while to start getting traction. But be so good they can't ignore you. If you have a gig like mine with a crazy gig video, awesome gig. And look, you don't have to have worked for the FT. You don't have to have. Maybe you've worked for local companies making videos. You don't even have to do that. Just a photo of you smiling, thumbs up. What are your unique selling points? 24-hour delivery. Get someone on Fiverr to do a quick artwork of it. Um, and then obviously you can upload some of your work. That's the formula. This is the video, right? All the other videos are cool and it shows you how to do each bit, but this is the video where it's impressions. I keep saying it because I really want to drive it home. Impressions driven by how SEO ready your page is. Clicks. How clickable is everything? How good's your pricing? How good's your title? How good's your video, your photo? Make it clickable for me, and then from there it becomes and obviously you've got the messages to buyers, right? Not every person who then from your page messages you buys, but the good news is we've got a topic for that, so stay tuned.